Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, just a quick show of hands, who's heard of postgrad.com? Anyone ever heard of us? That's a good thing. So I'm here to kind of educate you in terms of what we do, why we would be of interest to you, and furthermore, how it can help you with your career moving forward. So an insight in terms of who we are. So we have over 10 million students that have used our site to find their perfect postgraduate program. So we're the #1 in the world for recruiting master's students. 6 million students a year visit our website from all over the globe, and we help those students find their perfect master's program and moving forward onwards in their career, specifically finding a job or a graduate opportunity. We list over 20,000 courses through UCAS on our website, properties, funding and job opportunities as well. The funding and properties goes hand in hand with everything else that's on offer. So if you are looking to move for a master's program, there are opportunities to find out where you can live, the best place to live. Moving and relocating is a big thing. Totally appreciate that. Many of you will be local from the Birmingham region. The thought of moving even up the road 2 hours to Manchester is probably scary and frightening, but all the information is on there and totally relevant, so please head over and find out more information. We showcase over 200 universities, that's schools, departments, law firms, graduate schemes worldwide. Many of the people that are in this room you would have heard of before. They're all on our website, they'll be listed, and you'll be able to find out more information. Here's a list of some of the universities, just a few of the universities that we work with. As you can see, there's a few on there. In terms of the next steps in career opportunities, Cardiff and Heriot-Watt that are listed on there have fantastic career opportunities, great career services as well. So I advise anyone that's not sure what they want to do when they are looking at going to Scotland or to Wales, to have a look at their websites, communicate with them and find out more information. So like you today, who aren't entirely sure what they want to do over the next year or two, we've got 150,000 students on our database in our community that are looking for the next steps in their career. We work with industry partners globally to help students make better choices. I would suspect nearly everyone sat here today has no idea what they want to do, whether it be you're 19, 20, you're in your first or second year at uni, or whether you've done your master's program and you're going, I took a year's break, I'm completely stuck. I spoke to a couple of students earlier that don't want to do a master's. They feel like they're stuck in that world where they've done their undergrad degree and they're now at a stage where they go, right, I need to do my master's, but they don't want to. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of time, it's a big commitment, sometimes you've got to move. It's not the only option. There are opportunities to do graduate schemes, there's opportunities to take a break and then come back, make a career change perhaps. All this information is on postgrad.com and with our partners as well. Now, you'll see on the screen here, Postgrad's in the middle, that's us. We have partnerships with the likes of Chevening and Marshall. They're government-backed initiatives by the UK government. Now the idea is they have to have a 2-1 or above from outside of the UK. They're coming to the UK, they're highly experienced students. They go back to their respective countries and they form great partnerships and relationships. Why that's important, that's just the type of student that's coming through our website. So we've got students that are very high caliber, and we've got students as well that have just literally dipped their toe into the kind of university market and going, right, I want to do my undergrad, I want to do my postgrad, not quite sure what I want to do yet. So there's all different partnerships on here. Nala Global are a globally renowned accommodation provider partner. If you're stuck and you're from outside the UK, or you're from a certain background or culture and you're not sure where to study, it might be that you've got a certain cultural background and you want to go to Manchester or London or Edinburgh and you're not sure where the best place to live is. Nala Global are the ones to help you with that. Advent are events similar to this as well, so don't be scared to attend more graduate events like this. We will hear a video from one of our bursary winners later on today that will outline why it's so important. I've just mentioned the bursary winner. So postgrad.com, we hand out £2,000 bursaries to lucky students that visit our website, watch webinars, receive emails, find out as much information as possible. So there is an opportunity for every student here today, whether or not you're a current student, prospective student, a student that's currently studying their master's due to finish, or it might be that you're taking a break. If you've got any kind of student fees, there will be 5 opportunities for students to win £2,000. We'll send it straight to your university finance team, and it's paid off. There are so many examples over the last few years where that has happened. So what's important in choosing the next steps in your career? Like I mentioned earlier, everyone here will probably have no idea where they want to go or what they want to do. So what's important when you're choosing it? Is it the industry? Is it that actually you're into business and you're into doing an MBA? You want to become a shopkeeper? You want to be you want to be a marketing manager somewhere? That's fine. So is it the industry? Is it the location? We heard from Student Minds earlier talk about how anxious a time it can be when you're moving location. And if anyone doesn't know who Student Minds are, by the way, they are around here somewhere. They're a charity that helps students with mental health, and location does come into that. So I would urge anyone that's not sure, struggling, worried about anything to please speak to them. They're around somewhere, or find out more info on their website. So location is a huge factor. Is it a salary? I'd suspect most of you would think, I've come out of uni now, spent the last 3 years living in squats, I'm not quite sure what to do, and I want a £50,000 salary. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, when you're a grad student, you start from the bottom, and it's about natural progression. It's about starting from the bottom, working your way up, and getting to a salary that one day you might be on £100,000. I always liken it to the aviation industry. You don't just become a pilot, you've got to start somewhere, and eventually you're on category 1 pilot license, where you are paid the most and you're on those mega bucks. Is it natural progression? Are you looking for a job where, long term, you're thinking in 50 years time, which many of you might still be working in 50 years time? Is it a case of, I want to be doing that same job? You've got to love what you do, because ultimately nobody after 6 months really enjoys their job that much. A job is a job, unfortunately. It's 9 till 5 if you're in a standard job. It might be that you work night shift somewhere. It might be that you're doing long hours, but nobody really truly goes, I love my job so much because I'm working. They love it because that's what they're interested in. So I would advise anyone that's at the crossroads, what do I do next? Have a long, hard think, because this is a really important stage of your career in terms of what to do next. What else is important? Could it be fame? I know it sounds stupid. There are many people that go, I want to become an actor, I want to be in the arts industry, and it doesn't just happen. All these actors that you see have all been to university. They've all done a grad scheme, they've all done a post-grad course or some description. So it doesn't just happen overnight. So it could be any one of those factors. Now, the reason I've mentioned all of this is because we have a post-grad section, a career section on our website that labels all the way from finding a job to finding your perfect application to just general advice if you are at a crossroads and you're not sure what to do. It's never too late to change career path. No matter how important you might feel the master stage is, it might be in 20 years time you find an interest within AI and you're really good at that, and you might want to chop and change. There's no problem with that at all. So the website there, that's postgrad.com/careers, has everything listed on there, and it will be updated with everyone that's here as well from Gradfest. So make sure you go on and have a little look. We've recently hosted webinars with the likes of Milwaukee graduate schemes. Now, Milwaukee, if you're not sure who they are engineers and they work within the tool industry. We've recently hosted a webinar. There's 3 graduates recently that it shows you their cycle, so what they started on. So to begin with, they started on a bog standard salary, and then before you know it, they're in management positions. And you might think, tools, do I really want to go into Milwaukee tools? Is that for me? Every company here will offer a marketing position, an engineer position, a position that you think, oh, isn't relevant to me. I heard someone yesterday say parapsychology. That's looking into the dead and all that kind of thing, which is a bit strange, but there is something out there for everyone. So don't be scared to think, that's not for me, but that's the road that I want to go down. What we are now going to hear from is a student that has recently won the £2,000 bursary. Also gives you an insight in terms of how he found his construction MA and what he did. Take a listen. Excellent. Now, I spoke to Nicholas off camera, and I asked him the question, what made the biggest difference to you when you were looking for that construction course, when you were looking to move into aviation, into engineering? What made that difference to you? And the biggest piece of advice that he got was, ask yourself the question, why? Why am I doing this? You know, and we had people come up yesterday and earlier today say to me, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to do a master's. I think I said to you earlier, sir, why? Why don't you want to do a master's? And that's not a loaded question. That's not me trying to say you need to do a postgrad degree. But why don't you want to do a postgrad degree? And it might be that you need to take a break. It might be that you're just not interested in the undergrad career that you had. It might be that you're interested in a totally different industry altogether. That's fine. But then the more you ask yourself the question, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I interested in that? Where can that take me and why? That will give you a really good insight in terms of exactly where you are, what career path you want to take, and exactly what's important to you. So just before I do wrap up and ask for any questions, just a reminder, any students that are here today at any stage can apply for that £2,000 bursary. It's on the screen there. Our stand is just behind you over there. It's got leaflets with QR codes on. You can scan it directly. Any student here can apply for it at any stage. So please, I encourage you all, if there's one thing that you do after leaving here, is head over to our website, postgrad.com, apply for that bursary. It's very, very easy, just like Nicholas mentioned. All we need is your first name, last name, email address, telephone number, and you are literally in the hat to win that bursary. So please don't be scared to do so. At this stage, does anyone have any questions? If they do, I will put a headset on quickly, but please just raise your hand if you do have any questions and we'll just make that happen. I think yesterday we were pretty good, but I just want to make sure. Okay, excellent. If anyone has any more questions or isn't sure, head over to the stand. I'll be there for the next 10 minutes, and thank you for joining. Thank you.